Hi, how are you? I am well. Today I am telling you just one Paisa song. It was the last night of year. Has a very blanket of star deep the month sky. The entered Raja Dhumak of Murda fell into a deep slumber. Men, women, and children stood sleeping in their bed and screaming into the world of dream. In deep silence of the pitch black night, only one sound could be heard. Again, again, and again. Chick, chick, chick. Tadak, tadak. Next page. The sound echoed in a little string and little corners of kingdom as the would-be train has the way to the top of the hill where the royal place stood. Taduk, taduk. Next page. It put all the metal coins up the capital strange and into the temple of Raja Dhomak, the king of Muda. Tadak, tadak. Next page. Raja Dhomak sat in his range with a looking of content on his face. Across him sat the Raja Mantri with his instrument pail of coins next to him. A neighbor finger were carefully counting the coins one by one as the counting them. He dropped one each coin in the grains. Next page. That the last coin, Your Majesty, said the Mantri, as he dropped the final place into the large box. Finally 42 such as in the strings. Next page. Have all the people made the trouble? Asked Raja Dhomak. Yes, Your Majesty, said the Mantri. Exciting, said Raja Dhomak tearfully. Stuff that his coffers were overflowing. Next page. It was not that the Raja was bad king or even a great one. It was just that he became very interested when his stranger house were not full. So even when his kingdom was suffering from trouble and friend, he was trying to use the money to help his people. Good night then, said the Raja Dhomak happily. Returned to his bed. But the people of kingdom were not happy. The rich of Muda remained contrary to the Raja trend. The rest of the kingdom could only watch happiness as the hard-earned saving made their way into the king's presence. Next page. The Mantri brought the people compassionately to the king. But Raja Dhomak would not listen. We must not be foolish and spend the kingdom wealth, he cried. However, the next day Raja Dhomak decided to make a waste thought a kingdom in stream. He often did this. It was one of his way of finding out how the his kingdom was faring. His mantri using at present he is on that this trip. But this year, with his mantri confidently bring his calm patiently about his people, the king decided to make the trip on his own. He wanted to find out of himself if what the mantri had represent was true. Next page. A little way into a small village, the Raja got his horse for a drinking water. Suddenly, a breathing sound felt in his ear. Then he felt something threatening his troubling. This to his horror. The Raja reasoned that a bee had fallen into his trouble, was now fretting about failing. Try as might, he could not get in trouble. Off. Raja Dhumak bin jump up and down, shaking from one side to the other. Next page. Inevitably, 5 feet, little Lakshmi was humming to himself, playing hopscotch. When a strange sign caught her, and there was a man perching about near the stream as if he were doing some strong of dance. Suddenly he disappeared, bring a branch. Next page. Just as Lakshmi prodded the branch to get closer, Raja Dhumak. The Raja Dhumak popped up again, string hopping up and down, holding his trouble. She could hear the buzzing of the bee. With the span of lightning, Lakshmi decided across to the king's yard of his trouble and threw it away. The bee immediately flew out the trouble and went into the fields. Next page. The Raja returned, sat back in fresh. Thank you, little girl, said the Raja. With this trouble of Lakshmi represent the king and immediately bowing low. Your Majesty, she cried, I don't know it was you. Next